my name is Helen. I'm the HR business partner at Cegal Limited in Aberdeen, and I'm here to introduce you to some of my work colleagues to talk about the IT industry and the career path that they had to get into their jobs. And also we'll talk a little bit about Cegal and how we are Cegalians and how we all work together as a team. So I hope you enjoy our conversation. I'll introduce Kyle. He works for us, Owen and Petr, and they will all introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about themselves. Okay, so over to you, Kyle.
I'm Kyle. I'm an IT consultant here at Cegal.
Hi, I'm Petr. I'm the managing consultant at Cegal.
I'm Owen. I'm one of the service desk engineers working at Cegal. I'm quite new though, so still getting the ropes of everything, but yeah.
Good.
Owen is one of our new starts, but it has already fit into the team quite well. So yeah, that's great. So I'll start with my job. I'm the managing consultant at Cegal. How I got to this job is a long story, but I'll tell you the quicker version. I'm originally from Czech Republic, but I've studied there. I've decided to study IT because that was my hobby ever since I was young. And I just followed that path, wanting to be the IT guy for companies, and followed that study path along in Czech and then in Scotland. What about you, Kyle? How did you get to this?
It's funny, actually. I was at Cegal as work experience when I was about 14 or 15 for a week. Got shown the ropes, seen some faces that are still here now, actually, which is quite impressive. But then I went back to school, and when I was finished with that, I just didn't want to continue studies anywhere. I just went in and out of jobs, didn't really know what I was doing for 3-4 years, and then Cegal must have remembered me from my time. There must have been something that opened up, and they threw me a bit of a lifeline. So I came to Cegal with very little experience in IT, out with building my own PCs or playing computer games with my friends. And I was taking the site with various team members, showing things on site, and built my way up, really. Gone to service desk, a bit of exposure from there. So yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind for me in my career path, but slightly different to yours, Owen, is it?
Yeah, so I would have been similar, I guess, for the work experience part. So I started with work experience at ConocoPhillips, which now Harbour Energy. Past that, it was kind of going through my kind of career, seeing what I liked. So although my work experience was IT, I kind of was interested in both IT and physics. So I got a higher score in physics, but I still went for IT. And I went on to college to then study it and got a HND in software development. So yeah, it's kind of good for, you get a lot of modules and stuff like that. So you get to know about like troubleshooting, which is kind of being a service desk engineer. That's basically what I do. So I've got like software dev knowledge that I don't really use so much, but it helps with understanding systems a bit more. But no, it's quite beneficial. Like the work experience, it lets you know what people actually do over, the vague word of IT. So yeah.
It's interesting how we all ended up in the same job, and our paths were quite different. But I do know that Owen and myself, we were studying at. I was studying at Aberdeen College. He was studying at Northeast College. Now it is, but it was two different courses, and we ended up doing pretty much the same job. So it's quite interesting, isn't it? One of the things we meant to talk about was our friendships and how they helped us to get here as well. For me, it was all about friendships. One of my best friends from Czech Republic got me to come to Scotland, as well as actually invite me to Cegal to work alongside with him. So all I can say is follow your friends, maybe not off of a cliff, but follow them and follow their good ideas, because yeah, you might get lucky and good things will happen to you. But what about you guys? Did you how friendship affected you?
Well, it's not necessarily the friends before your work, although that's important, but there's friends you make at your work as well. And I know for me, coming here with very little experience, unless I worked alongside the guys and got to know them, I wasn't going to learn anything. So everyone I've met here has been welcoming, taking me under their wing, showed me what to do. And through that, you just get natural friendships. There's some totally unique people in the world of IT.
Yeah.
But yeah, of what's really reassuring for me, and particularly in our Aberdeen office here, is there's not a lot of leavers. And from the day I started, it's pretty much all the faces here are similar. There's a few new people like Owen, but the backbone of Cegal tends to be its employees and how happy everyone is here.
Just a little bit older.
Yeah, a little bit more grey hair is better, but we won't mention that.
Oh, that's so good for me to hear. You know, someone who works in HR, that's the main thing that we want to hear from employees, that they are actually happy in their work. So it's just really nice to hear, and it's good to hear about your different career paths and how you all ended up in the same kind of job but in different ways. So I hope for some of the people watching this today that it makes you understand that your choices you make now might be different along the way in the future, but have an idea of what you want to be. I think that's really important. Yeah.
But it can also change as
Yeah.
you grow up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say that.
Even in a career in HR, I never expected that I would be in HR when I left school. So yeah, everyone follows different career paths, don't they?
And particularly in Cegal as well, you're not necessarily pigeonholed to the one role. I mean, I was brought in and shown the ropes by field engineers. Then I'd done a bit of time in service desk, which is where Owen is now, and then eventually I learned a bit more there, and now I'm on site by myself, helping out there. So you've got various different avenues and paths that you can take within Cegal as well, and for the world of IT in general as well. There's so much to learn. You're not necessarily defined by what's happened in IT before you. You can come in and pick up what's going to happen, because it's an ever-changing industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well
I do believe that. And in IT, everything changes so quickly. You're always having more versions of different data and different programs. So it's a continual learning game in the IT business as well. And you can see that in Cegal and how we want to align ourselves with companies to make them more sustainable in the future, and help companies do their IT for renewable businesses. So, and that's the aim that we hear from our CEO, is to help to do a little bit to help the world be a better place. And I think it's even good that we do hear that quite often from our managers and from the people who lead us in Cegal. I don't know, have you guys watched the town hall meetings and conversations like that?
Yep. Yeah, it's nice to be a part of the bigger picture, trying to, help the environment as well. And some of the projects we work on, moving our customers to cloud solutions, really help drive that, green idea or way of thinking. So it's nice to do our little bit.
And even external initiatives as well. I remember when I first came here, you could barely get a space in the car park, but now you're struggling to get in the door for bicycles everywhere. So people want to play their part in many different ways, not just with the infrastructure they deploy.
Yeah, that's very true, isn't it?
That's it.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for showing us a little bit of an insight as to how you got to Cegal. And I just want to reiterate that the choices that you make now doesn't necessarily mean that's what's you're going to be doing in the future when you actually do go to work and you find a job. There's many different paths that you're going to take, and I hope this has been informative to you. And if you are interested in a career in IT, please contact me at Cegal, and I'm sure myself and our team would gladly give anyone with an interest in IT a call and have a chat and guide you in the right way. Now we're going to meet Paddy and Steph, and they're going to talk about their job at Cegal on the service desk.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm the account manager here at Cegal.
Hi, I'm Paddy. I'm also an account manager here at Cegal.
So we're going to talk to you a little bit. We know that you've heard from some of our technical colleagues, and we'll talk to you a little bit around the opportunities within IT that aren't necessarily technical. So my educational path was slightly different. I studied drama at university. I then went on to work in various different jobs, admin, sales, various sort of different things, and I began working at Cegal as a trainee account manager in 2014, and I'm now still here many years later. Paddy, I still remember the day that you started. When was that?
Yeah, that was about 3 years ago now that I've been at Cegal. My journey was, I came out of secondary school. I was studying maths, English, science, physics, IT, and after leaving secondary school and doing my exams, I became a trainee service engineer, working on IT software and printing. I then moved into a sales role in the same company, which I kind of got my liking to customer service type role, and then that's when I became an accounts executive here at Cegal, working with clients, working with procurement and helping out with invoicing and stuff like that.
Yeah, so there's quite a lot of roles. I guess our roles are quite diverse at the moment. So as you said, we do quite a lot of procurement, invoicing. There are roles within finance, HR, project management. There's a whole load of roles, certainly within Cegal, that are non-technical, and we do have employees with a whole range of different backgrounds. So so the day-to-day, we also have quite a diverse range of customers. So a lot of our customers are based within the oil and gas sector, but we do have customers from hotels, from facilities management companies, from Aberdeen Performing Arts, and that's quite a cool customer. So we do have not just oil and gas, we're certainly future-proofing, and we're also starting to work more with green energy companies within the UK and globally. Is there anything else that you want to say? No. Okay, thank you.
Now to wrap up the session, guys, just tell me what it's like to work at Cegal.
So I guess I'll start. Obviously, we've got pool tables and ping pong tables, and who wants more from work really than to play pool on your lunch break? So I think that's a highlight. But I guess to a more serious point, obviously the social culture is very strong. We get opportunities to get together outside of work, and that kind of keeps things quite interesting for us. So just recently we've done a riverboat cruise, for example. We often meet up for lunches. And it just gives you a different dynamic to the sort of strictly work culture that a lot of companies have. And then secondly, for me, I guess, is opportunities for growth inside of the company. Ultimately, we want to advance our careers, and those of us who have started at Cegal invariably end up moving up through the ladder, because every time there's an opportunity available, your management push you to go for it. So for me, those are the two sort of main things. And then obviously, as I said, access to be able to beat Paul on the odd occasion on the pool table is an extra treat on the side. Paul?
Yeah, I guess from my perspective, just kind of following on Keegan,
On a personal note, the professional development is really, really powerful and really interesting. I joined the company nearly 8 years ago, and I went from just being a lowly consultant to a manager of a team of guys. So I'm one of those people that has managed to kind of go up the ranks. On from a personal perspective to a social perspective, yeah, we have a great office community here in Thames Ditton. Get on with all the guys here, and we have lots of social events and have really good relationships with all our colleagues in all of the different offices. So yeah, that's me.
Cool. Chris, why don't you go for it, Dre?
Yeah, so for me, in the type of work that we do, so I'm the service desk manager for the UK. So for me, it's always really important that we've got an escalation path and we feel like we're supported. And I think for Cegal, having worked for different companies, Cegal's really good at providing support for its people, whether that be through just interactions within the office, within the teams, but additionally training and things. So for me, that's really important, and it's one of the keys to our success. As Keegan and Paul have said, the social aspect is great. As a manager, I can take my guys out. I can reward them. If we've had a busy week or whatever, we can go out for pints. It's really good. So yeah, Cegal's kind of got our back from that point of view. So yeah, really enjoy working here.
Okay, Shane, what about you?
For me, I'm not going to talk too long. I've only been here 7 days. So just coming in, everybody's been really lovely, really supportive. It's the first workplace I've worked in where the fridge is stocked with water and there's fruits available. And I've had many roles where I just had to pack lunch. So I've got my packed lunch today as well. But yeah, this is kind of very new to me, and I'm just loving everybody being so supportive and just saying, ping me if you need any help. And yeah, I really can't complain. I've got absolutely no complaints.
Brilliant. Oh, that's really good. Thank you, guys. That's it from Cegal. If you've got any questions or if you'd like to contact me, please do so. And I hope you have a really nice day, and thank you.
All we ever hear from you is blah, 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 all we ever hear from you is blah, blah, blah. So all we ever do is go, yeah, yeah, yeah. And we don't even care about what they say, 'cause it's yeah, 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 yeah. Blah, 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 blah. All we ever hear from you is blah, blah, blah. So all we ever do is go, yeah, yeah, yeah. And we don't even care about what they say, 'cause it's yeah, 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 yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
You didn't mention that the fridge has got beer in it, Shane. Yeah.
You know what? I didn't want to spoil it. I don't know
No.
who's going to be watching, so it was in the back of my mind, but I don't know if it's going to get anybody in trouble that there's beer in the fridge.
Paul's infamous treat cupboard as well. That should have been up the list.
Where's the cheat cupboard? Where's the cheat cupboard?
Treat
Where-
cupboard. That's the one that's full of chocolates and chips and things. The treat cupboard.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I stocked that one up. That's my doing.
Okay.
That's it.
Keep forgetting.
I'm coming down to London.